Assalamualaikum everyone, my name is Maham Khalid and today's tutorial is all about wrapper classes. First of all, we'll begin by finding out basically what wrapper classes are, and then we'll move forward towards converting a primitive type to a wrapper object and a wrapper object back towards the primitive type. So let's begin by finding out basically what wrapper classes are. Before moving towards what are wrapper classes, let's see what is casting. Casting is a temporary conversion of a variable from its original data type to some other data type. For example, as we can convert double to integer and an integer value back towards the double. What is a wrapper class? In Java, a wrapper class is defined as a class in which a primitive value is wrapped up. These primitive wrapper classes are used to represent primitive data type values as objects. The Java platform provides wrapper classes for each of the primitive data types. This table demonstrates the basic difference between the primitive data type and wrapper class declaration. As you can see that all the data types begin with a small letter in a primitive data type and all the data types begin with a capital letter in a wrapper class. The only difference is that int is declared as int in a primitive data type and as an integer in a wrapper class. Same is the case with the character, as it is declared as a char in a primitive data type and as a character in a wrapper class. This slide demonstrates the basic conversion mechanism between the primitive type and a wrapper object. In order to convert a primitive type to a wrapper object, we use new operator. As you can see over here, we have got integer I underscore object is equal to new integer I. But in order to unwrap a wrapped object or convert it back towards a primitive type, we use I underscore object dot int value. Here int value is an instance method of integer class that returns a primitive int. Here we can also use dot float value, dot double value and many more. Now let's see how it works by running few programs in it. This program basically shows how we can typecast. As the first part of the program is showing typecasting with number. Here we have simply declared double A is equal to int 3.5675. Here the function of the int is that it is simply converting a double value into an integer value. Whereas the second part of the program shows typecasting with variables. Here we have declared a variable b being double equal to 3.87. Now we are converting it into another variable c just by simply typecasting. As you can see, int c is equal to int b. Now let's see how it works by simply running program, and that's it. The result is as expected. This program over here demonstrates the basic conversion between the primitive type to the wrapper object, that is boxing, and a wrapper object back towards the primitive type, that is unboxing. The first part of the program shows the conversion between primitive type to the wrapper object. Here we simply declare a variable double A being equal to 120.5. Now we are converting it into integer by simply using new operator. Now as you can see, integer AB is equal to new integer int A. Whereas the second part of the program shows the conversion between the wrapper object to the primitive type by simply using dot double value method. Here we can use multiple methods depending upon the required condition. Now we'll see how it works by simply running program. And that's it. I hope so this video will prove beneficial for you. Thanks for watching.